my checklist of my jobs for when it comes to production, pre-production, post-production. So my first job in terms of pre-production is the storyboard. So obviously I have to keep in mind the space that we're using and our set design. So we're thinking of having the 3 different sets, so for the investigation room, the autopsy room, and then the scene of the crime. So I need to keep in mind, what elements are we going to be using? Are we going to be using walls? So we need to keep in mind the things that we'll be using. So there may be some overhead shots where we'll need to use the crane. So it's also part of my job to organise the kit that we'll be using during the shoot. So, as I just mentioned, we may be using the crane for overhead shots, especially when he's lying down on the autopsy table. We also may use things such as these lights here. We may use these lights because they give a bit of an industrial look for when we want to either do the autopsy room or maybe even the investigation room. And we can change the sort of degree of the lighting to make sure that it has the effect that we want it to. We also have many other facilities here, such as for our performance element, we're thinking of having a cross that looks like stained glass made up of gels. So an example of the number of gels we have, we're going to use many different colours so that when the light beams through, it's really clear, really sharp, but also gives an amazing, almost rainbow effect on top of the cast, which is going to look really good if we get it right. We also have some other facilities here, such as the black magic cameras that we'll be using, and the various lenses within that, which is just going to make our video really dynamic, but we'll also need to keep in mind technical things, such as using the traces. The traces are going to help make the lighting look a bit more natural. So when we don't want it to look very industrial, we make it look softer. So this may be in the scene of the crime, where it will be a room that's in someone's house, so it won't be as harsh. So these are the kinds of things we'll be using just to make our music video very smooth and quite naturalistic, keeping verisimilitude. So yeah, that's basically my jobs at the moment. I'm also dealing with some of the more creative side of things. So again, as I said, the storyboard, I'll also be dealing with some of the shot list. And then in post-production, I'll be inputting into the editing and doing the schedule for the post-production process.